So here's an update to a pretty popular video I covered a few days ago, which I titled, "After Getting a Ring, My Fiancée and Her Coven Thought They Could Deeply Disrespect Me Instead." Or the Reddit title was, "Am I the a-hole if I break up with my fiancée after she showed a startling change of behavior after getting engaged?" And as a review, that's about the guy who, I think he was dating his girlfriend for maybe 2 years. And he popped the question way too freaking soon. And like that, her behavior completely changed to how she was treating him, etc. Out of nowhere, she started having her friends show up at his house, friends he never met before. They were there drinking his wine, his rosé. He was losing his mind because they were drinking his rosé collection, to each their own, treating him with disrespect and all that. He started calling her on that, and she was just brushing him off. Then they went out to dinner, him and all her friends, and she expected him to pay for all her 6 friends and her. And he's like, nope, left his cash on the table, left them. Then they started showing up at his house, taking his golf clubs. I mean, it was just one disrespect after another. And finally said, we're done. Give me back the freaking ring. We're done. I'm out of here. Or at least pretty darn close to being done. And every time she kept saying, basically, stress from work. It was ridiculous. And I made the point saying, look, this is what happens when a woman thinks that she's got you. Because this guy proposed to her in 2 years. Obviously, her perception of him, he's a weak, nice guy. And that's what he got. Stress from work, my rear end. And also, she was 30 years old, so she was rushing to the altar. And if he stayed with her, that disrespect wouldn't end. It would get worse and worse and worse. And she'd take him to the cleaners. So now here we are with the update and see where things are going with this guy. And by the way, shout out to all you guys that sent me to let me know there was an update here. So many of you guys said that I'm not going to go through a list of like 8 dudes. Says here, so Sharon has been gone for an hour now. The breakup is official. Hallelujah. I have the ring back. I did talk to Michelle via Facebook, and Michelle said she and Octavia were cousins of Sharon, and Michelle also said that she knew the 6 and didn't care for them. So Michelle and Octavia were the 2 friends that he has met along the way. I guess, okay, her cousins. Michelle didn't say much other than that. I did meet Sharon's parents, and they both seemed to like me, and the topic of Michelle and Octavia never came up around them. None of our finances were intermingled yet, but it was planned for later this month, which won't happen. Smack! So he was going to, commingle their money. Man, he got out at the right time. Because, in other words, a joint account. Never have a joint account, guys. Ever. Well, okay, let me back up here. I got to correct that. If you're married, and you should only do this shit if you're married, you have your account, your checking, your bank account where your paycheck or business profits go to. She has hers where her paycheck goes to. And you can have one joint account that you each contribute some money every month to pay for the mutual expenses like the electric bill or the cable bill or your Netflix or whatever. But no, do not park all your money in there. She can take it just like that. If you put $10,000 in the joint account and she wants to screw you, boom, it's gone. And you don't make her as someone on your credit card either. Okay. We're here to learn shit, remember. I invited 3 of my mutual friends, Casey, John, and Mike, to be here when Sharon got here. Sharon showed up and was surprised to see we had company. Well, she's been inviting her fucking friends over to the house all the time. He can invite his friends. I said they were here for both of our sakes. Sharon wanted to phone 3 of the 6 to come over to even things out, and I refused. And I used the club theft as a reason. Hey, his house, his rules. Sharon sat on the couch and very dramatically and then asked if I really wanted to make this public. I outright asked why she changed so much after the engagement and why she hid the existence of the 6. Again, the 6 are the friends that just suddenly showed up, her coven. Sharon then went in again about how she insulates her inner circle until a partner is vetted. I call BS. I met her parents. What's more than inner circle than your parents? Exactly. Sharon tried to deflect, but I wouldn't have it. Of course she tried to deflect. That's what assholes do. I'm surprised she didn't try to cast a spell on you or something, or try to clunk you over the head with her fucking witch broom. I point out how for the last month, her friends dropping by costing nearly $500 in wine, which she, by the way, made 0 attempt to reimburse. I also point out to her trying to make me pay an 8-person dinner bill without asking me first. She again said she wanted to show how great a guy I was and how she clearly misjudged me and was disappointed by my attitude. You call taking advantage of someone That's your way to show how much of a great guy he is? No, no. What she was doing is she's showing this her coven, her circle of friends here. Look how much I can milk this guy. Look how much I can make him be my manservant, my butler, and he doesn't do anything. Because remember, the friends were at his house, and he said they were holding up their wine glasses like, "Come over here, Mr. Belvedere, and refill it," or something like that. No. Disappointed his attitude. Bitch, I'm disappointed in everything about you. I then asked about the golf clubs. She tried gaslighting me again with, "You totally said it was okay, remember?" And I kept saying bullshit. My friend Mike piped in, and he knew the clubs were a gift from my dad, and I was highly protective of them. He also called bullshit, and that's when Sharon turned her attention to Mike and John, saying, Isn't getting forgetful lately? Don't you remember when he forgot the one date?" And neither one of them was buying it. I'm glad he brought his bros, because if this guy maybe started letting her use her fucking Jedi mind tricks on him, or Sith Lord mind tricks on him, these guys can jump in and, I finally said that forget postponing the wedding or canceling the engagement. The entire relationship is going to end if she isn't going to be straight with me. Clearly this guy was going to break up with her anyway. Sharon made a very long, exaggerated sigh. She took the wedding ring off and dropped it on the coffee table. She got up to leave and said, "You're never going to find someone as good as me." Well, thank God for that. And to send her stuff to her apartment. No, I'm not going to pay UPS to send the shit to your apartment. I'm going to put it in a garbage bag, which is fitting for you, and throw it out here in the front lawn. And you best pick it up before Waste Management shows up. She left, and Casey, John, and Mike and I were totally stunned. I'm not. All I could say was, "Believe me now?" We ordered pizza and are waiting for it to arrive now. I'm still utterly shocked and confused by Sharon's attitude. I'm sure the heartbreak will come next, but right now I'm just kind of numb. Well, the numb feeling is expected, And yeah, he's going to go through a roller coaster of emotions now, because remember, he was going to marry her. And according to him, up until he put that ring on her finger, she was seemingly normal. And then boom, like that. So it's going to take some time, but I think hopefully with his bros reminding him, she showed her true colors. Who he fell in love with and popped the question to is not who she is. That's someone else. That was a phony, that was an act. Okay? This is who she is. So the way I see it, guys, is that he dodged a major bullet here. Think about it. He could have married her, and then this person came out. And by then, hey, you're married, and depending when they live, he's already up shit creek. He could have had the marriage annulled, but she probably would have dragged that out. But yeah, this is why you spend a lot of time not only getting to know your girl, but really evaluating. And she's, the old trust but verify type of thing, for a long time. Because people can put up an act. It's amazing. She's a scammer. And the whole "I'm stressed from work" crap bullshit. And it would have gotten way, way worse. Now, she's probably expecting him to call. Like, he'll come to his senses and realize what he lost. And I'm sure he won't. But I'm sure she's going to be trying a few tactics to get him back when she realizes her dropping the ring and saying, "You're never going to find anybody as good as me." That stupid ass line. She'll be back, because they always come back. Because he made her look like a fucking fool in front of her coven. But I also would have security at his house, because he already does actually have cameras, but I would really be keeping an eye on things. Next thing you know, his air in his tires are popped. Next thing you know, his bananas up his tailpipe like fucking Beverly Hills Cop, keying his car. I wouldn't be surprised. So, good job on this guy. Wish him all the best. Now, real couple comments here, because they're always fun to read, then I'll wrap this up. One guy says here, "Wow, I think you dodged a big one here. Grieve the person you thought she was and live your best life. Also, please make sure any doormen or women in your building or any property management staff know she's not to be allowed to enter your residence. I can totally see her and her friends trying to start something." Yeah, they will. Guaranteed. Another one. "You dodged a big one, my friend. She showed her true self because she thought she could gaslight you into thinking anything she wanted. Change your locks if you can." I think he did that. "Because even if she gave you the key back, there's no guarantee she didn't make a copy. Also, she hid these friends for 2 years because they're all a-holes, and I wouldn't put it past him to get gassing her up and to commit vandalism if she still has a key." Something's going to happen. Guaranteed. This ain't over. There's going to be a part 3 to this, and if you guys see part 3 before I do, please send it my way. And one more. "She insulates her inner circle until a partner is vetted. What kind of BS is this? What is she, a mob boss? She is so incredibly sketchy and entitled. Thank your lucky stars she dropped her mask before you got married and intermingled your finances. She would have robbed you blind." Amen. And she would have robbed him blind. So guys, don't rush into marriages. This is an example of what women, this is the idea. When women think that you're weak, their perception of you is weak, whether that perception is accurate or not, and they think they've got you, that no matter where, no matter what, you're not going anywhere, combine, and that's what happens when a guy's rush into relationships. 2 years for engagement, no. People disagree with me all the time, but no. When they think they got you, and of course have no respect for you, this is the type of shit you can expect. It's amazing, and I've done a lot of stories in varying degrees just like this. So guys, there's no rush, and when you're with her during those years, because you're a family guy, you're a relationship guy, really keep your eyes open and take the rose-colored glasses off, and try to ignore the tits and the pussy and the great ass and the great sex. Just see her who she is, because otherwise you could be this guy. But he's lucky he didn't marry her. I wish this guy the best.